Hey, this is Scott. Um, I do not make videos that often because I'm busy, but to let you know who I am, I'm a writer. I started writing when I was 14, then I quit after a while. Don't know why. And then I started getting serious about it when I was about 31, and I've been writing ever since. The first novel, well, I should say the collection of short stories that I wrote, my first book, was Lovecraft's Dreams. And the second one was about my time in Texas, and I decided to delete that. I thought it was boring. The second one, I believe, was Halloween Boy, so technically that was my third one. And the one after that was The Machine, which is, it was like sci-fi mixed with fantasy. And my first collection of short stories, other than the first one, was, man, I've written so much, Ghoulcraft. And, but the one before that, my first, I guess, novel was The Heart Collectors. I'm very proud of that one. But yeah, after that one was Ghoulcraft, and then Dreams of Carrion, which is another collection of short stories. And I'm working on another one called, the working title right now is Nyctophilia, which is Love of the Dark. To let you know a bit about me, I was born in Albany, New York. You know, middle class family. Just a typical childhood, I guess you could say. I think the first scary movie I saw was Jaws, and I started getting into metal when I was about, I want to say 14. That's the same time when I was downstairs and I saw my brother's Iron Maiden tape, Live After Death. And I looked at the cover and I saw the name Lovecraft, and I saw some books in a box, two books by Lovecraft, and I started reading those. And I'm like, oh, interesting. My father was a truck driver. My mother was a secretary. And so I'm the youngest. I have two brothers and one sister. And I grew up on scary movies, comics, and metal. Just a typical 80s kid, I guess you could say. The movies that made an impact on me are, the Friday the 13th series, Nightmare on Elm Street, and then I fell in love with Evil Dead. And of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I think that's my favorite. And so, I would go to comic shops with my brother, and he would buy me comics. And he would always get Heavy Metal magazine. I fell in love with that. And also Fangoria. That was my Bible. I would always find out about scary movies because of that one magazine. Great articles and interviews, great photos, very slick. And I give them a lot of credit for that, and I'm glad they came back. So, I was just a typical kid growing up in the 80s. Tall, thin, somewhat awkward because I didn't talk that much. I did my own thing. And, yeah, it's like I do remember the first story I wrote. It was inspired by Phantom of the Opera. and unfortunately I do not have it anymore. I think I threw it out because I felt like it wasn't good enough. But but yeah, I have many books on Amazon. I think I took two of them down, the Texas one because I thought it was boring, and the other one because I wanted to put all of the short stories into one book. So now I'm working on another one, so it's going to be 3 books in one. I want to keep all the covers because I create every cover that for every story. So so yeah, I started getting serious about it when I was 31. Yeah, I look back and I'm like, why didn't I start earlier? So that's who I am. When I'm not busy, working, I'm watching Walking Dead and working on my stories. That's pretty much my life. Might sound pathetic, but hey, you know, this is what I do. I want to entertain people, and hopefully, I do that. So that's who I am.